This is the story of a child who had a keen interest in physical and earth science. The story of a scientist who gave a new dimension to the earth science. Story of a prophet who was finally proved right. Alfred Lothar Wegener. Some scientific theories taken years to gain general acceptance among scientists. And this certainly applies to plate tectonic theory as well. Plate tectonic theory, one of the greatest theory of earth sciences. When it was put in front of the world for the first time, everyone made a lot of fun of it. But over time, the picture became clear in front of everyone. And then the world accepted it. The person who first proposed this theory was a brilliant interdisciplinary scientist, Alfred Wegener. Wegener born in Berlin, Germany on November 1st, 1880. He was the youngest of 5 children. His father, Richard Wegener, was a theologian who taught classical language in a prestigious German school of Berlin. Wegener attended the Kolinske Gymnasium School in Berlin, where he began to take interest in physical and earth science. After graduation, he attended the University of Berlin as well as the University of Innsbruck, Austria. Apart from studying physical and earth sciences at University of Berlin, he also worked towards astronomy for his PhD. While working on his doctorate, he started taking interest in physics, meteorology, and paleontology. After obtaining his PhD in astronomy, in the year 1905, he decided to work with his elder brother Kurt at the Aeronautischem Observatorium Lindenberg. Both brothers used weather balloon as well as hot air balloons for meteorological research. During one such flight in 1906, the two brothers also set a world record by being in air for 52 consecutive hours. During his 4 Greenland expeditions, Alfred Wegener extensively used weather balloons to track various air masses and temperatures. From 1906 to 1908, Wegener undertook the first Greenland expedition to study polar weather. This expedition was led by the famous explorer of that time, Ludwig Mylius Erichsen. The mission of this expedition was to explore the last unknown portion of the northeastern coast of Greenland. Alfred Wegener was thrilled with the occasion because he always dreamed to work in such an Arctic climate which is full of difficulties, and his dream is now going to be true. While on the expedition, Wegener also built the first meteorological station in Greenland. In addition, he also became the first scientist to use kite and tether weather balloon to study the polar atmosphere. Arriving home from his first expedition, he started working at a teaching position at the University of Marburg, Germany, where he used to give lectures on various subjects. Wegener's students and his colleagues greatly admire his clarity and ability to explain complex subjects in simple terms. In 1908, he started working with the famous meteorologist Vladimir Köppen. Vladimir Köppen gave the standard classification of climate regions and zones to the world, which we still use today. In the year 1910, during Christmas, Wegener was turning the page of a world atlas, which he had received as a gift. Turning the page, he saw that there is a wonderful match between the sea coast of South America and Africa. He was wondering, why is there such a good match between these two continents? Indeed, Wegener was not the first to notice this pattern. Even before 1500s or since the map of Atlantic was published, people have been commented on this pattern. But Wegener did not carelessly notice this pattern, nor he proceed to anything else as the other had done in the last 400 years. He discussed with Köppen. Wegener and Köppen searched the scientific literature and found that the climatic zones of Permian period don't make any sense as they are distributed on the continent today. Wegener also found that the fossils found in certain places often indicate a climate completely different from the climate of today. For example, fossils of tropical plants such as ferns and cycads are found today on the Arctic island of Spitsbergens. He started combining the proof to show that the continent have in fact been displaced over time. While he was looking many documents in the library of University of Marburg, he came to know about fossils of different plants and animals found on opposite side of the Atlantic. Furthermore, Wegener also found that whenever the continents are brought together, the geological feature found in them match very closely. For example, the Appalachian mountain of eastern North America coincide with the Scottish Highlands, and the rocks of South Africa's Karoo system are exactly similar to the San Catarina system of Brazil. All these facts support Wegener's theory of continental drift. In this way, Wegener proved the old idea of land bridges and submerged continent completely wrong. In the year 1912, Wegener decided to present his idea of continental displacement, which was later known as continental drift. He represented his idea in a lecture at the Svenskenberg Museum and 3 articles in the Patermans Geographische Mittellandungen Journal. Wegener worked on his second Greenland expedition from 1912 to 1913. He was excited for another expedition. The objective of this expedition was to cover inland ice of Greenland from east to west, which had failed in the first expedition. But soon the journey turned into a nightmare when Wegener and his companions lost their way in Greenland. Now they had less food item too. Fortunately, all of them was saved by a clergyman there. After returning from Greenland's second dangerous expedition, Wegener married Alice Koppen, the daughter of fellow meteorologist Vladimir Koppen, and resumed his teaching career at University of Marburg. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated, and soon World War I broke out. With the First World War, Wegener was inducted into the German army, where he was twice wounded. The German High Command decided that Wegener would be more useful in meteorological station as a trained meteorologist. Subsequently, he was again assigned the task for weather forecasting in Germany. In the year 1915, Wegener published the first edition of his most valuable work, The Origin of Continents and Oceans, which was the extension of previous lectures and publication of 1912. In this work, Wegener had provided evidences in a significant amount for his idea of supercontinent. Wegener believed that this detailed discovery would greatly affect the scientific community. However, his publication was mostly ignored. This type of neglect was caused by the scientific community because all geologists and other scientists were unable to accept the fact how a vast land such as continents could move through an ocean crust alone. Moreover, Wegener was from Germany, and at that time people have different perspective for German people because of the World War I. The third and the most important reason was the lack of viable driving mechanism. Wegener suggested that centrifugal force caused by the Earth's rotation and tidal waves may be its mechanism. However, Wegener also knew very well that these forces very weak. As a result, people criticized Wegener. After his initial publication of The Origin of Continents and Ocean, Wegener left his post at University of Marburg and moved to Hamburg, where he became a meteorologist at the German Naval Observatory. In the year 1921, Hamburg University appointed him as a senior lecturer. As a senior lecturer, Wegener continued to improve his work on continental drift. And in 1922, he managed to publish the third edition of The Origin of Continents and Ocean. Unfortunately, this revised edition also did not mention any effective driving mechanism, and thus Wegener was criticized at national as well as international level. Although geologists such as Alexander Dutit and Arthur Holmes were the biggest supporter of Wegener. From 1924 to 1930, Wegener worked as a professor of meteorology and geophysics at the University of Graz in Austria. During this period, he used the Greek word Pangaea, meaning all land, to describe the idea of his supercontinent. According to Wegener, several million years ago, Pangaea was torn apart and its pieces moved away from each other. He had already used a map in his book to show how the continents had separated since Permian, and how did Gondwana and Laurasia used to be the southern and northern part of the supercontinent Pangaea at that time. Wegener's belief was that the crust of the earth made up of two distinct elements, of which he called one as Ciel and other as Sima. Wegener believed that oceans were made up of heavier material than continents. Wegener used to say that light continents float on heavy subsurface, just as the ice float on water. His idea was related to the concept of isostasy, which says that everything on Earth maintained gravitational equilibrium. In the year 1929, Wegener started his third expedition to Greenland, in which he tested the efficiency of propeller-driven snowmobiles. In the year 1930, he was on his fourth expedition. In this expedition, Wegener planned to use new seismic method to measure the thickness of Greenland's ice cap, and he established a permanent station on the ice cap in order to relay meteorological measurement year around. In this expedition, along with life-threatening cold, the lack of food and the difficulties like frostbite were creating trouble for everyone. Camps of some of the Wegener's colleagues was in the middle of Greenland ice cap. To meet the food shortage, the dangerous route to the base camp had to be completed. During one of such rescue operation, while Wegener was returning to the base camp, his heart failed and he left the world in November 1930. Today, his body still lies under 100 meters of ice, moving along with the flowing ice of the Greenland ice sheets. In the end, Wegener was honored and praised for being far ahead of his time. Alfred Wegener was a prophet who was finally proved right. But what are the other new evidences that come in front of people after Wegener's death? And what are those evidences which help in proving the plate tectonic theory? We will discuss all these things in another video. Till then, stay tuned and subscribe to the Sci Diaries for better understanding. Thank you.